We're live.
Hello.
I did not realize it was going live right there at that moment.
So much for timing it, right?
Right? Yep. Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Hi.
Do you need to close that box so we can see if somebody?
Probably so. So. See my mismatched clothing.
That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Get low. Nobody see.
Okay. Hello. Happy October 1st.
Yes.
We are spookified out today.
We are.
Kelly's shirt is the winner of the day by far. Look at how cute it is.
It's adorable. I love it.
It is.
Cats and skeletons.
Yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong with either one.
You
so.
can't. You cannot. Bless you.
Sorry. Allergies.
I have Kleenexes.
Perfect.
We're good.
Oh, all right. Well, today we have our, I almost said annual, our monthly book discussion. We're going to be talking about The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton.
Something like that.
Something, yeah.
Something.
Yeah. And also, what are we going to do for the activity today, Kelly?
We are going to make little Halloween houses, like gingerbread houses, but Halloween, out of Pop-Tarts. Yeah.
The cookies and cream ones.
Cookies and cream Pop-Tarts. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll see how this turns out. We've got little candy corns and candy pumpkins, and we've got ghoul-colored M&Ms, eyeballs, and then the cake decorations that are ghosts and pumpkins and bats.
We are all ready.
So yeah, we're going to be doing that while we're discussing the book.
Yes.
This book.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll get there. So anyway.
It sounds like we might be on the same page with that. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe so. All right.
So
So anyway, that's what we're going to do today.
hopefully you guys have read the book.
Yeah.
If you haven't read the book but are wanting to read the book, come back later.
Yeah,
to this
we
video.
will.
We talk spoilers.
We will talk spoilers. So.
No twists are safe.
Nope. We're going to talk about it. Although I will say, towards the end, I was skimming a whole lot. So I may not have anything to talk. I may not have anything to reveal because I won't remember what happened. Because I was skimming a lot.
My.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I guess you can probably tell I didn't care too much for my pick this month. Oh no. Okay. New packet Pop-Tarts.
Oh, that just means you gotta eat that one.
Mm-hmm. That's terrible.
Yeah, darn it anyway.
Make sure if there's any others. These are soft.
Our houses are gonna crumble by
Yeah.
the end of the video.
That's okay. We might just end up, eat candy and while we talk.
I'm good with that.
Anyway, yeah. So 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle is a murder mystery with a bit of a twist. This guy, Aiden, has 8 days to solve the murder of Evelyn Hardcastle. And this thing is about that is he has to, every day when he starts over, he's in the body of a different person. So that's kind of the little twist. Very cool premise. Which I don't think lived up to it. This was apparently a much hyped book when it came out as well. So it has really high ratings on Goodreads and Amazon, which, okay. I have a feeling that this style is either a love it or hate it kind of style. Because it's over 450 pages. Okay. So he's going about, like I said, he has to solve this murder mystery. And when he wakes up in the first day in this body, he has no memories. No memories of who he originally is, no memories of why he's there. Nothing. Okay. So he's starting completely from scratch and having to figure out. I mean, really, when he first wakes up, he doesn't know that he's not the person that he wakes up in, the body that he wakes up in. So he doesn't even know that much when he first wakes up.
Yeah. Which I honestly think that was an interesting, like, premise for the book.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I was intrigued.
Yeah.
100%.
Very much so.
Like, the beginning of the book had me. I was interested. But
Yeah, for about 10 pages.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, it was just, hello. I don't know where that went.
How did you get yours off?
I twisted. Oh, gosh, it went down my shirt. That's where it went. Okay. Hello. Now. There. I just twisted it off. There. And you have to cut the tip, too.
This makes it look so easy. I've been over here struggling for 5 minutes since.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Probably half the book goes by. Remember, he's got 8 days. So, he's going to be in 8 different people. And supposedly, being in each person is supposed to give him some kind of insight. Like, that person's, the host body, their personalities and traits are still, like, there. So, their particular skills and such are supposed to be able to help him to get insight into this investigation. But the first half of the book, he's only been in like 2.5 people, and nothing happens. He's still just like floundering around, and the whole point was to solve this murder, find out who the murderer was. And all he does through the first half of the book is like questions everything about why he's there and what's going on, and he's going to save Evelyn instead of figuring out who kills her. And that's like half the book. It's drug on and on and on forever.
Yeah, I definitely think this book probably could have been cut in half and it would have been just fine.
Oh, easily. Because he went on about things that didn't matter. I didn't get a knife for those. I may have to run downstairs and get a knife too.
Okay.
This frosting may work better for sticky.
It might, yeah.
Um,
I'm struggling over here.
Yeah. And that's going to dry really slow too. So that decorating stuff. So I don't know. There's that. Anyway, that was my probably biggest problem with the book, was it was just too much.
Too much without anything happening. Yeah.
Without anything happening. And like I said, he went on and on for pages about stuff that didn't matter. Like he was in this one guy who was like really old and obese.
Yeah.
And he went
straight trigger warning for fat shaming.
Oh my gosh, yes.
That was so bad. Like it was uncomfortable to read.
It really was. I mean, it's one thing to bring it up as it was a limitation because he was so obese that it was hard for him to get around.
Yeah, to get in and out of the tub, all of that. But like there were literal scenes, like pages, where he literally was just talking about how he's like looking at himself in the mirror and how disgusted he was.
Disgusting was a term used a lot during that time.
It's like, this is not
he had
okay.
like a valet, and there was tons of descriptions about how the valet looked at him with disgust. Disgust was a huge word all the time. But like that part with, his name was Lord Ravencourt. That part with Ravencourt went on forever. And like nothing. No. And it kept talking about how even though there were physical limitations, like the point of being in Ravencourt was because he was a really observant person, and talked about him being a thinker. You know, he was able to put things together and reason, really logical. But you rarely ever saw any of that at all. So I don't know. He just went on forever. And the next one that I had a really hard time with was the other old guy, Dance.
Yeah.
the lawyer, and it was the same thing. I mean, he wasn't obese, but talking about his physical limitations and his host personality more than how he was supposed to, I don't know, how his mind and his personality was supposed to help him further solve this crime. I think it's supposed to be like this.
Kelly, it can be however we want it to be.
I'm just saying.
Maybe I want to make an A-frame house.
But then I don't, oh, maybe it's supposed to be this way, but then it won't have sides. Because it's,
I'm making an A-frame.
I might have to Google this.
No, it's just like gingerbread house. You can make it however you want. You don't
Well,
have
I
to
know,
follow
but
the
I'm
instructions.
trying to figure out how, because like this should be like the 4 walls.
Mm-hmm. And then I'll just
Okay.
put one like on the other side like that.
Yeah, but then you have this big blank spot there.
No,
We'll
I
figure it
feel
out.
like-
I don't know, we'll figure it out. Anyway. Oh, or maybe it's just, no, I'm gonna have to Google the picture again. Anyway, it just went on and on and on. It was so, I can't even think of the word. This
Boring.
book was obese, I'll tell you that. And boring. Yeah. It was really
Okay,
boring.
I am so glad. I'm gonna be honest. So, like, coming into this live stream, I was honestly concerned about what we were gonna talk about because I couldn't remember anything. I literally, like, I sat and read almost a 500-page book, and I have nothing really to say. Like, I don't remember what happened, and I went and read some reviews and stuff. Cause, like, okay, I don't even know how to rate this because I'm like, I was like, maybe I just wasn't focused enough on the book, and so like, because I wasn't focused, I didn't like retain it or get the thing. And there's like all these reviews with like 5 stars and 4 stars.
Oh,
It's
I
like
know.
the ending. I literally just stared at the wall and I was just like, oh my god. And I'm like,
Really?
really? It's like, okay.
Yeah, no.
I'm in like a 2 to 3 area.
I got to this point, which was a little more than halfway through. And then I had to switch to an audiobook because I did not have time. It took me so long to get through this. I did not have time to sit and read. I had to do other things. So I switched to an audiobook, which I normally don't do because I don't have the attention span for it. And yeah, that's at the part where I kept tuning it out. And so there's whole pieces that I'm not sure what happened because I'm not sure what happened. Because I blanked on it. Because it did not hold my attention at all. But
Like, I feel like if it didn't have the short chapters that it did.
Yeah, it did have short chapters.
It had short chapters, which always helps me get through a book faster. I just feel like I'm accomplishing more when there's a short chapter because I'm just like, yes, I got another chapter down. And I'm like, I can keep going. And also,
well, it breaks it up some too.
I liked the like old dark academia style of the writing, like the vibe that Olive Blackheath was giving. So I like that. But if it wasn't for those 2 things, I don't think that I would have been able to make it through this book as quickly as I did.
No. I'm thinking they cut those Pop-Tarts to fit.
They might have. Or I mean, they have them like this. They have them sideways instead of this way. They have them
Yeah,
horizontal.
but if you do that, you're still going to have a big old space up there.
I mean, they might have, yeah.
I'm thinking they cut the Pop-Tarts to. Just trying to figure out how to.
Okay, I'm over here. I'm gonna make my A-frame.
I think they did. Okay, I'm going to just show you. This is what we're attempting to make today.
Something
Of
similar.
something sort like that. So, before I go any further, though, I'm going to go get knives real quick for our frosting because I forgot that. So, I'm going to go get that.
You'll be left with me.
I'll be right back.
Oh, yay.
I'll be quick.
Please do. Okay, let's talk strategy here with this house building. So like I said, I plan on building an A-frame. I don't want to do the whole copy of the picture over there. I am going to build my dream Halloween house, which is an A-frame. Unfortunately, I don't have orange frosting or else I would paint the whole anything orange, but that's gonna have to do. And I want to try and make a ghosty family. Don't know how I'm gonna do that, but or just maybe one ghost because let's be honest, single living in this Halloween house. Okay, that's the plan for my little house here. As far as the book is concerned, like I said, I didn't enjoy the book very much. This, I don't know. I had some very high expectations going into this because it was a hyped book, and it was very highly let down for sure. Yes, you like attack those frostings.
Okay.
Just like, oh, get out of here.
Okay.
We had a little strategy session.
Oh yeah, did you?
Me and the viewers, yeah.
Okay, did they offer any?
No.
What good are you people? Come on. Anyway, that was the biggest thing. It was very convoluted plot. I will say that. And I don't know if you read the author's note at the beginning.
No.
So he said, and to me, it's kind of like one of those things, like if you have to tell everybody you're cool, you're not really cool. So his author's note at the very beginning basically just says, this is really complex, but trust me, it'll all come together. There will be no plot holes. Everything will tie, no loose ends. Everything will tie up. And by the end, he's right.
Yeah.
But
You
if you
shouldn't
have to
tell people
if you have
that.
to tell people that, there's something wrong with your execution. He also was like, I really wanted to write a page turner that you want to sit and read in 2 days. I'm like, well, you didn't do that. Sorry, dude.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
No.
Anyway, he was right. It all came together in the end. And there was a couple of times when I thought there was plot holes. Then there wasn't.
Yeah, I think, as far as the mystery part of it all, like the murder, like everything did wrap up
It did.
at the end. Like that part was fine.
Oh gosh, this is not going to be very sticky, I'm afraid.
Yeah, we're struggling over here, so.
Well, I was gonna order like actual edible glue, and I should have, but I thought, oh, we can just use frosting. It'll be fine.
Famous last words.
Famous last words. So anyway, but I think it was overly complex.
Yes. I agree.
And there was a whole lot of running around.
It confused me.
Yeah.
At
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of points. And I thought that I was just dumb. And I was trying to explain this book to my family right before I came over here. I was at my brother's house for lunch. And I was trying to explain the book to them. And I told them straight up, I'm like, I think I'm just dumb because I was so confused through the majority of this book.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, it was confusing. And I think that as far as being able to figure it out when you went along, and maybe I'm just dumb, but I don't think that was possible because he intentionally left things out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like, well, dude, come on.
Yeah, it's like, work with me here.
You can't do that and then call yourself clever.
Right, because it's like you legit made it so that the reader could not figure this out.
Yeah, I mean,
it was like what they were accusing the plague doctor or whatever. It's like you literally are interfering when you shouldn't be. You're orchestrating things.
We may just end up eating Pop-Tarts. Because this frosting does not want to stick anything.
Yeah, my hate frame's not going over here. Pop-Tarts are a little bit heavier than I thought they were.
They are, and, well, like I said, this frosting just... this frosting is too, I don't know, too thin, too... It's not sticky enough. It's frosting, for goodness sakes. Anyway, yeah, there was a big hint or a big clue that he literally did not let was not in anything.
Yeah, didn't tell any of the readers.
Had to do with this note, and it mentioned the note, but it never mentioned like why we got the note. It was supposedly, this note was supposed to be the answer to a question that he sent somebody to go find, or he went to ask this question, but never talked about what the question was. And when he first got the note, he didn't know what the question, because that was another thing, like there was time jumping like all over the place, because each day I really didn't get it, to tell you the truth. It's much better that way, isn't it? Because it talked about Anna, who was this other person. Supposedly there was 3 people who were in a race to solve this murder. Everybody was stuck in this time, stuck repeating these days at Blackheath, which was the house, stuck doing this until somebody solved the murder. And there was 3 people. Whoever solved the murder would be free to go back to their lives or whatever. And so there's 3 of them. And Anna was another one, but supposedly Anna and his name was Aiden Bishop, they were kind of working together, supposedly.
Yeah.
But they would meet, and it would go on that Anna would never know what Aiden knew because she didn't know what time she was meeting him. So she didn't know what he knew, what had happened. She didn't know what host he was on. So it was a lot of questioning and going over stuff that had already been gone over because he had to explain things to Anna. I was like, oh, come on.
Yeah, and then tried to throw in some twists about Anna being like gonna betray. I don't know. There's just like so many things that were supposed to be happening.
And then there was this other guy, Daniel, who was the third, supposedly, the third person in on this deal. Oh, maybe that works better. Oh, maybe I was doing it wrong. Maybe that works better. So he was supposedly the third person, and he was a friend, an ally. They were sharing information, stuff like this. Okay. So there was that too, but then Daniel kept saying that he was doing the same thing, that he was hopping bodies too, that he was like 4 hosts ahead of Aiden, which makes no sense.
Right.
It never made any sense, because how could he be 4 days ahead, and yet he was still Daniel in every day that Aiden woke up. It was still Daniel was the same person.
Well, I think that was because Daniel was trying to make Aiden believe that he could be trusted. Well, so he was saying like, oh, well, I'm actually you in the future. You haven't gotten to me yet, when really that was a lie.
Well, true, absolutely. But how could he have been Daniel 4 days in the future every day? That's what made no sense.
That's true.
Because he was still Daniel every day. Okay. Frosting's not sticky enough.
Guys, we are officially foregoing my A-frame idea. That's not happening here. We're just shooting for a house.
Well, I'm going to tell you it's not that. It keeps falling apart. Okay, maybe I need more frosting. Maybe that's the problem.
Maybe.
When in doubt.
frosting out.
More frosting.
This is the best.
Anyway, it was very convoluted. Oh, no. Daniel. Oh, sorry. Daniel was not the third rival. The footman was the third rival. Then you had this guy, the footman, that was going around trying to kill Daniel or kill Aiden or his bodies because, so he had a full day from whenever his host woke up to midnight. But if he was killed, then he lost the day. Or if his host body fell asleep, then he lost that time too. So this footman was running around trying to kill him so that he couldn't have the full day.
Which it made no sense because they kept saying that there were like multiple footmen, but there was only one. But then there were two plagued. I was so confused. There were too many characters.
Yeah,
That was the problem. There were too many characters.
that was a problem.
I don't know.
Yeah. It was just, so I guess if you found this interesting, then you could probably follow along with all of the complicated stuff because you would have paid attention to it.
Right. This is definitely a book, like, I'm going to say it, like, this is a book you have to focus on.
Yeah.
Like, full attention must be on what you are reading.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the only way that you're going to truly be able to not get confused and also appreciate all the duplicity and the, like, I don't know, like how everything like comes together at the end and all the murder mystery part of it. Like, I don't know. I just think that you need to give it your full attention.
You do. I mean, because sometimes, you just read a thriller for fun.
Right.
This is and you don't really have to think about it too hard. You can just kind of go with it. This one, no. I mean, you can't even understand the story if you don't.
Yeah, no, you have to pay attention just to understand the story.
Mm-hmm.
Which is frustrating, I think.
But it wasn't an interesting enough writing to pay attention to.
I didn't think that the writing was all that terrible.
Well, I mean, just the fact that it was all over the place and so much of it.
Yeah.
Like, I got so bored reading about Ravencourt that when something actually did happen, I probably missed half of it because I wasn't paying attention anymore. It was so boring.
Yeah.
That's what I think. And then, like I said, it was just, I don't know, overly complicated. So, like, at the end, I was grateful that they had the whole villain monologue that explained
someone
everything.
Explained it to me.
Because otherwise,
I was lost.
I don't think I would have gotten it. I really.
I know I wouldn't have.
I really don't.
And that's what really frustrated me a lot because one of my favorite parts about like a murder mystery or a thriller is figuring out what's going on, like figuring out the mystery part of it.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the best parts about reading something like this. And I feel like the author kind of took that away from us as readers because there were so many things that got left out that we would have never been able to piece together. Mm-hmm. And maybe that's just me because like being dumb and not being able to figure it out, but I just feel like there were a lot of key things that like I mean, unless you gave 120% to this reading, you probably weren't going to have gotten it.
No.
And then even the end's going to be a surprise to you because you're just like, how? Like, it was a surprise to me because all of this is just like conveniently showing up. It's like, oh, you have.
Yes. At the end, the convenience level was crazy.
Yeah. I'm like, are you kidding me? And then also, my other thing, the whole backstory of Anna pissed me off.
Right?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that was so. And Aiden's reaction to it.
Yes!
Like,
Yes!
what?
Oh my gosh.
What?
I was so mad. I was like, okay, when they finally comes out, like who Anna was in her, or is, I guess, in real life, because Blackheath is all just like a front for a prison.
A
pretty
prison.
much. That's pretty much what it is. And so when it comes out who Anna is in real life, that she was pretty much the way everyone's described her, evil incarnate, who had murdered.
Well, the thing from the beginning was because Aiden Bishop could not remember who he was or why he would be at this place. And the plague doctor, who was supposedly this guide who never ever told anybody anything.
No. But he wasn't supposed to tell anyone anything. But then he was accused by the other side of I was like, you're accusing him of helping Aiden too much when really he's not helping Aiden at all.
Mm-mm. So he kept telling Aiden, you are here by your choice, saying that the others were not there by their choice, that he was the only one there by his choice, but would never say why he was there by choice. So, okay, sure. So yeah, it comes out, and Anna has supposedly been his friend, his partner through all of this from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't know why, and half the time she can't remember that she's his partner.
Yeah,
or whatever. So yeah, you get to the end and find out that the reason that Anna's there is because she is a criminal, and this is a prison. This is their helping solve murder mysteries, putting them in this kind of supernatural place. This is their rehabilitation.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Blackheath is the worst of all the rehabilitation centers.
Supposedly.
It's where they send like the worst of the worst.
The worst. So, come to find out, Miss Anna, who has been the friend and stuff, was there because she killed Aiden's sister. Not just killed her, like tortured her, killed her.
7 days.
And that's why she was there.
And that's why Aiden was there.
And that's why Aiden was there, because he voluntarily went into this to get to Anna to kill her, which in one of the lives he did kill her.
Well, to like torture her more, because he didn't think that Blackheath and having her solve the murder was torture enough for someone so evil after what he did, after what she did to his sister.
So that's but then she's been his friend all along and working with him. And there was this whole thing where only one of them could get out, but he was going to get Anna out too. He was going to, because he didn't know who she was. So at the end, when this all comes out, and he's still gunning for I'm not gunning for her. He's still protecting her and up for it because this is Anna. Not Annabelle. And there was literally nothing. There was no, like, you would think that when he finds this out, and then of course he all of a sudden has memories of his sister.
Yeah, they showed up so sporadically and like only once. And like during the thing. And then they showed up like very briefly after he gets told who Anna really is.
Right. So he has these memories. All of a sudden he has a memory.
Yeah.
But so he knows now who Anna is. And you would think there would at least be a minute where he would be like, you bitch.
Yeah.
And like be furious and be
have
angry.
Some emotion.
Even if he came back later and said, you know what, I think you're okay now, kind of thing. Okay, fine. No, from the absolute get-go, the minute he found out who she was, he has this inner voice that talks to him all the time. This inner voice says, it's not Annabelle, it's Anna. Anna's changed. Anna's been...
It's like, the hell she has. Like,
I'm like, dude's in denial.
Yeah.
Because it said in there he was having a hard time reconciling that his Anna was Annabelle who killed his sister. That he was having a hard time with that. Okay, cool. But he never dealt with the fact that this is the woman who killed his sister. Never. So, guy's in denial. Pure and simple. Absolute denial. He is like, I don't care what they say. He's like saying, this ain't the same woman.
Yeah. Oh,
You want that?
thanks.
Uh-huh. And it was just like, wow. What? But according to the book, that was all good. That was all good.
Yeah.
He was fine with it.
Which
Santa.
I'm sorry, but no, there is no way. And granted, he's been in his time loop for like 30 years. So 30 years has progressed since he has chosen to come into Blackheath and also like solve the murder and torture. And
if
whatever.
they don't solve the crime,
then
it starts all over again. And they've been in this loop forever.
Yeah. He's been there for 30 years. Anna's been in there for a little bit longer. So it's just like, it's been a while. And Anna has been his only tether to like something to cling to that's familiar to him.
And for him, every time the loop starts over, he forgets everything. Mm-hmm. For him.
Well, so does she. She just has the rules. I don't think so. Right?
Was it? Well, yeah, that was the other thing.
I was very confused by what
they all wake up. The other ones wake up knowing what the rules are, but Aiden didn't, and the plague doctor didn't explain them to him. Anna did, and I'm like, what? Why? That's why I say unnecessarily complicated. Because why? Why didn't he wake up knowing what the rules were? What was the point of that?
Right.
Why didn't the plague doctor show up and get, okay, here are the rules?
Yeah. And
why?
It's like,
why didn't they do that?
They kept saying, like, you chose to be here. And they made it sound like, he was... And I don't know if this was intentional to try and make him come out as, like, a villain or, like, some other thing or whatever. But I feel like if he willingly chose to be in there and whoever's running this prison is letting him go in there to torture this person... then I feel like they should just like let him know that's why he's there. Like he shouldn't be treated like the prisoners.
Well, he wasn't, because he was also the only one jumping bodies.
True, but
and they said that was to give him an advantage.
Yeah, and I guess maybe like they didn't have control over like if they kept their memories or not. I don't know.
So, but that's what I mean. Unnecessarily complicated.
Yeah.
Like why? Why did that have to happen? Like, why?
It didn't.
Dumb.
Quite frankly, if I ever found out that somebody murdered my sibling, there wouldn't be enough, like they couldn't change enough to make me want to help free them from prison.
Well, free them from prison, but then at the end, they were going off together.
Yeah, they were
gonna like stay together.
Yeah. Besties, romance, who knows?
Well, because basically they came up with this plan because only one of them was supposed to leave. Mm-hmm. But pretty much Aiden said, hey, there's actually 2 crimes here. And so I answered one. If Anna answers the other one, then technically she should get out too. That's his big plan. So he's going to get her out. So, and they do. But then the plague doctor comes in and says, okay, dude, they're going to be after you. So you guys, when you get out of here, you need to start running and get as far away, keep moving, blah, 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 all this. So they go off together. So it's not just okay, got you out. I guess I forgive you. Have a nice life. Mm-hmm. Nope. They're going off together. I'm like, really? Are you kidding me right now? Don't slide off. What? No! No! Oh, dudes, I had it. And now it's falling apart. I'm obviously not meant to. I don't know if you can see this disaster going on over here.
Mine's not gonna be going.
Maybe talking about this is not the best thing to be doing while This requires patience, so I'm getting all riled up. Why? But why? Oh. Why is there a Pop-Tart on the bottom? I don't remember doing that.
Just like reading the book. Don't remember reading that.
I don't remember this. Oh my gosh. Anyway, yeah. Wow. So unnecessarily complicated.
Yeah.
Really. And then to throw even more on it, he got to have 8 complete lives. So unless he was killed, he got this time. So like he was in this one guy. This guy got beaten really bad and of course passed out. So as soon as he passed out, he jumped into another body. But that meant his life with the guy who got beaten up wasn't complete. So he kept getting to go back until that one was complete. Why? And by the way, the second guy, there was no reason to be in that guy. Supposedly, each one of his lives was supposed to be able to give him some insight into this. Oh, I know why there's a Pop-Tart on the bottom, because that's part of my roof, and that was a wall. But this second guy, the one that got beaten up, there was no reason to be in that guy.
Which one was that? The butler?
The butler that got beat up.
Oh, but I'm sure that there was, and I just forgot about it. Because apparently...
Because he didn't know anything about the murders. He never saw the murder.
No, but there was a reason. I don't remember what it
Well,
was.
so he could talk to Anna was about the only reason
No, could be.
that he was in that body, because otherwise there was no point to it. I don't know. Or like I said, maybe I'm just too dumb. I don't know. To figure out why he was in that body, because I didn't get it at all. So, unnecessarily complex. What if I did this? No, that won't work either. Oh, that's why that's not. Hey, look at you. At least you got a structure. Mine will not do anything. It just keeps sliding apart. These are going to be like the ugliest.
Yeah, we're not winning any beauty pageants with these houses.
Well, at least they're supposed to be Halloween houses, so.
Oh, it broke.
I have a feeling we're just going to be sitting here eating Pop-Tarts before long.
Yep.
Because this frosting won't stick. I should have bought the glue. Anyway, so that was another problem I had with the book. Like I said, unnecessarily complicated.
Yes.
Like, I get the dude wanted to write a really complicated murder mystery. I get it.
Yeah.
But dang.
It was too complicated.
For no reason.
He tried too hard.
For no reason. That was my thing. Gosh.
Yeah. Hello, Elena.
Hi.
And Kelly.
And Kelly Joe.
Yeah, it's gonna taste yummy.
Yeah, it'll taste yummy. That'll be something.
At least we'll have that consolation.
That'll be something. Maybe I'm just trying. I've never made a gingerbread house before, so maybe I'm just trying too hard at this point. I don't know.
I
I
made
have
them
no idea.
I made them for the first time last year, and this is about how well it went.
How well it went.
So, on par here. I even had a gingerbread building house team, and like I gave up helping and just let everybody else do it.
And nothing, huh?
They made a good house once I stopped helping. Maybe I'm the problem.
Maybe that says something. Look, we're
It's
40
me.
minutes into this, and I was
I'm the
sure we'd have
problem.
a
It's me.
house by now.
Hey, I have.
You
a
do.
semi-house.
You have a semi-house. I do not.
I kind of need to make a door.
Well, that's why we have this stuff, because you can make
This
a little
is
icing
a
door.
loft.
Oh, there you go.
You can
It's
open
like
it
an
up.
open
Skylight.
air. It's an open air balcony. Loft.
Yeah.
There you go.
Perfect for reading under the stars.
Hey, there you go. I have a feeling as soon as I put this on here, it's just gonna fall apart again. And I'm gonna get really frustrated. Hmm. There is so much frosting on here that I'm just gonna sit here right like this and hold it.
That's probably a good idea.
So what else about the book?
Hmm.
Oh, okay. So the main character, Aiden Bishop, in the end, you never knew who he was.
Yeah, that was the other thing.
Never knew who he was.
That pissed me
So-
off.
So you're following this character through the whole book, and it's falling apart again.
Why?
I'm done. Okay, so I'm just gonna like paint and make little Halloween. It's not working. Making me very frustrated.
It was very frustrating that we
Mhm.
never figured out who Aiden really was. All we knew was
No.
that he was the brother to Juliet,
Juliet,
but
the
we
girl
never
that
knew.
was killed.
We never really knew who he was as a person, like what his character was like, because the whole time
Mhm.
throughout the book he was jumping from person to person, and he was kind of like taking on their characteristics for a
Mhm.
bit.
Yeah.
So
So you're following a main character that you have no clue.
you don't know
Who
who
I-
he is.
I didn't care.
Yeah, that's the other. I don't care.
I didn't care because I never got to know him at all. Never. Oh, and by the way, I do not recommend the audiobook.
Yikes.
Wow. So he did voices, which is fine.
Those are always good.
But like his voices were it's set in England. So the guy that read had the British accent. But he would come to some of these characters are supposed to be very aristocratic. So like when he was doing Dance, this old attorney, he would talk very slow and enunciate and would get this really clipped. And then of course when he was doing like the footman or whatever, he had like a Cockney accent. But whenever he would do the women characters, they all sounded like old British grandmas.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. All that happened was that they would talk a little bit differently, and like their enunciation is how he did his voice. But they all sound, because he would make his voice higher, and that was it. And so and this guy had a deep voice. So making his voice higher, all it did was sound like old British grannies.
Awesome.
And then he would do Anna's, and he tried really hard to make her sound very innocent and very like clueless. Oh my gosh. I don't recommend the audiobook. I really don't.
Yeah, that sounds pretty terrible. Not even gonna lie.
It was pretty terrible. So anyway, that's my next thing. So yeah, I didn't care about any of these characters at all.
No, I didn't. Well, the only character that I actually kind of cared about, which is weird because I don't feel like there was enough of any of the characters to actually form some type of an opinion about, was Rashton.
Yeah. Yeah.
I liked him a lot.
I think he was probably the most developed of all of them.
Yeah. He just seemed like the sweetest guy, but also like an amazing, like he was one of the good guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, I
Yeah.
don't know, I liked him.
None of these people were likable
No.
in just about any way, shape, or form. Okay, this is gonna break now. So, I don't know. I didn't care. And for you can't see the backside, it just all fell apart. For the main premise is supposed to be solving this murder of Evelyn Hardcastle. Very little time was actually spent
Solving the murder.
solving the murder.
Well, there were so many murders happening. How could you focus on one?
Well,
Like, so many murders and deceit and just, like, blackmail.
blackmail all over.
It's like, there's so much. I cannot read that far away.
2 to 6 months ago about the book All Hallows, Halloween-based thriller novel. Wondering if you picked it up.
I haven't, but I
Hey,
am
thanks.
going to add that
I like it
into,
too.
my October TBR now for sure. Not that if I have any room on my October TBR, but
She's got us full.
I do. You'll have to watch our September reading wrap up to hear all about my October reading plans.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I kind of forgot about that, to be honest, but I need to pick that up because that sounds amazing. Yeah.
I literally do not know what to do at this point because nothing's.
Just start eating.
We have a lot of M&Ms.
I will use mine for my decorations.
Hmm?
Said I'm gonna be using mine. I got some plans.
Oh, there you go. I'm gonna let you do yours then. I'm not gonna even do this anymore. It was such a cute idea. It really
know-
was. It looked really cute.
That's what everybody said, or that's what I thought before doing gingerbread houses for Christmas. I'm like, that would be so much fun. No,
It's really not.
it's not.
Mm-mm.
I don't know how many that I
No.
just snapped in half because I got angry.
My Pop-Tarts are just done. They're covered in frosting and have nothing on there. Anyway.
What
So-
did you?
Yeah.
What did you think of the whole reveal of the two Evelyns?
Oh, I shouldn't say predictable.
I was
'Cause
gonna say, if you predicted that, I'm
I
like,
did
Jesus,
not.
Murphy woman.
I did not predict that coming, but there's something kind of what's the word when it's just like it's pretty cliche that it wasn't really her after all.
That's true.
I mean, it's kind of a cop out,
Yeah. I thought it was really out of left field.
Kelly Jo, you are not wrong. Nothing ever turns out like it does on life. You are not wrong. I know. So
I'm really glad you can read that far away.
yeah, if it was any closer, I'd have to have my glasses on.
Okay, so see, this is why we work well. Because what does that make you, farsighted and I'm nearsighted?
I'm nearsighted because
I'm
I
far.
can't read things close up.
Okay, well, I can't see things far away. Either way, we work really well
Well.
right now.
We're actually a complete person when you put us together. Oh, I don't know what. Yeah, the two Evelyns. That was kind of. I don't know. Kind of. I mean, it was a twist, but
Yeah, I didn't see
and
it
I didn't
coming.
see it coming. But yet, when it happened, I was like, "Really? That's where we're going right now?"
I didn't enjoy it.
No, I
I
did
didn't
not
see
enjoy
it coming, but I didn't enjoy it.
No, I think here because I'm done. I think the only thing I enjoyed about the whole thing is the fact that it was Evelyn that killed Michael or Thomas. Like it all tied in because this family, the Hardcastle family, 19 years before, one of their sons was murdered. And so it obviously caused problems within the family. And then 19 years later, they're having this party on the exact same day that...
Which was weird. Okay, I'm sorry. But, like, why?
Because their mother was weird. That's why.
Yeah, but still.
Because she went there every year.
Yeah, but why was
She
it
went to
this
the house.
year that she's just like...
I don't know, like 19 years. I don't know, because they were marrying Evelyn off to Ravencourt, the old obese guy.
Mm-hmm.
They were marrying her off to him. So, because they needed the money.
Yeah, because their father was it gambling it, losing it all
No,
away
he was just
somehow.
making bad
Bad
investments.
investments. That's what it was.
So, so they were marrying Evelyn off. That's why they had to do that. But Yeah. I wonder if I can at least make it. Maybe I'll just make a ruin. It won't have a roof.
That's even more Halloween.
There you go.
Something like a ghost, make a ghost town, a ghost house.
It's even got a broken wall. Because you're using that frosting. Maybe that frosting would work better to hold those on there. Because, yeah. Or let it dry a little bit before you put stuff on there. We needed the glue. So I think that was neat because the current murder of Evelyn, whichever one you want to call Evelyn, tied into the murders from before, which I thought was pretty cool. And there were like 2 different murders because there was this plan to have Evelyn commit fake suicide so she could get out of marrying Ravencourt. So that was, but then she ended up, they faked the suicide, but she still ended up dead. And so it was kind of trying to figure out, there was poison involved and
Yeah, like
figure out who was
actually the
doing
killer?
it. Who was doing it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it just wasn't for me.
No, me either. Definitely not. I wish I'd gotten green frosting. It'd be like moss hanging off.
Oh, that would be cute.
Yeah. No.
Next time.
No. There will not be a next time. Mm-mm. Nope, no more. This is my one and only foray into houses. I am obviously not skilled at this in any way at all.
No.
Oh!
No. We have made it this far together.
This frosting's like just won't dry. Anyway, that's my takeaway from the book. Overly complicated. Describing and going on about all kinds of things that have no point. Other than I think he was trying to create an atmosphere and it was just boring. Instead.
I mean, honestly, the whole book is just trying too hard.
Yeah,
Like
it was.
he wrote that little author's note at the beginning and then realized like, oh shit, I have to live up to what I just wrote. And so then he's like trying to make it be this like super complicated thing that like no one's going to be able to follow and you're not going to be able to see where it's going and all this because, you know, like he's not giving you any clues to make it happen.
Yeah. So yeah, it was like this one note that said all of them
Yeah.
was supposed to be like the key to it all.
But you didn't see that note until the very end of the book.
Well, no, the note was in the beginning because Cunningham came and gave him, I can't remember who he was at the time, gave him the note, but he had no idea. And Cunningham said, don't you remember telling me to go to the kitchen and get you an answer to a question?
Mm-hmm.
And he said no, but he gave him the note and the note said all of them. But you never found out what the question was. And then it was just gone. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
And there were so many notes running around. Knowing whatever. Until the very end when you find out what all of them means. Because he doesn't tell you the question until the very end of the book. So how are you supposed to do anything with that? Oh, it's dumb.
No.
Oh no.
The M&Ms are too much weight for the roof.
Need some structure.
I know. It was a freestanding wall that needed to be it's a load bearing wall, so we
there
need
you
some,
go. You need some support.
We need some support.
You need an I-beam in there. But there were things that. What was the other one that? There was another thing that he didn't explain until the end of the book either. I don't remember what it was, but I don't know. It's just overly complicated. But he was right. There were no plot holes in the end. Because I thought there was a plot hole when he was the police detective, Rushton.
Yeah.
I thought that was a plot hole because I was like, well, if the whole point is to solve Evelyn's murder, and he talked to Evelyn and told her well, who he thought was Evelyn, and told her the whole thing. And then she was like, okay, well, he's like, you have to go through with your plan so that when the killer shows up, I can get him. And I'm thinking at that point, why doesn't he just have Evelyn tell him whoever threatens her?
Yeah.
And then case solved. It was not a plot hole because she wasn't really Evelyn. So there you go. So that did make sense in the end. But I thought it was a plot hole. And it wasn't.
Darn.
Darn it! I thought I caught him doing something. I didn't. Anyway, that was it. But it was just, I don't know. I guess, like I said, if you like really complicated, convoluted storylines, because there was the murder mystery for Evelyn. There was the Thomas, who was the kid that was killed years ago. There was, God, what else?
Well, then you had.
Oh, the fact that their mother, what's her name? Helena. Nobody could find her. She was missing.
Yeah, and no one thought that was really that. We didn't spend a whole lot of time looking for Helena, all that, like,
didn't.
during the book. Like,
It was like
oh, she's missing. Like,
Bishop would go looking for her and she was nowhere to be found, and they'd be like, oh, okay.
yeah. I'm like, I feel like someone should go find her because she's very obviously deceased at this point. Like,
Yeah.
when she turned up dead in the boathouse, I was not surprised because it's
No.
like she's been gone
She's been
all
gone.
morning.
The only other thing I was thinking was maybe she was the one doing all this, and so she was hiding out.
But I didn't think that was very logical. though.
No, I didn't.
Like, there wasn't anything.
None of
why-
it was very logical.
facts, but it just didn't. There wasn't enough of a reason because she had the motivation. She needed Evelyn to go through with marrying Ravencourt,
Yes.
regardless of whatever. Even if she had killed Thomas or whatever, she needed Evelyn to go through with it.
Mm-hmm.
So she couldn't have been the one orchestrating all of this because she needed Evelyn to survive.
True. I don't know, but and then there was the whole like everybody was cheating on everybody else back in the day, so there was all kinds of characters were actually related to each other, and
Yeah, that was just
kind of strange.
I was so confused because
still kind of strange.
yeah.
So there was that, and I don't know what else was going on. Well, then there was obviously this mystery with the plague doctor and who was doing what and what that all meant. And then it turns out that Daniel was not one of the rivals working on the mystery. He was there because the other wardens or whatever the plague doctor was supposed to be for this prison were upset because the original plague doctor was supposedly giving Aiden favors so he could get farther, supposedly. And so Daniel was in there to see what was happening, and he had operatives all over the house, and the footman was supposedly one of his operatives. And then another plague doctor shows up because she's Daniel's boss. Oh, look at you. Is it standing?
Uh-huh.
Did your support work?
So far. Would knock on the wood back there, but
There you go.
my fingers are covered in frosting. It's not done yet. I'm still decorating.
What
But
about the eyes? You could put eyes on this one too. I forgot about the eyes.
yeah, I was gonna do eyes and then have the door be like the mouth, but it's gonna be candy corn door.
There you go. So yeah, there's a lot of things going
it
on.
looks
in this
really
book.
cute in the camera.
It does look cute in the camera.
Oh yeah. The Halloween strikes again. Okay, I got this. But I don't know what else to say about this book.
I don't either. Like I said, if you like overly complicated stuff, then you know you may be fine with this. Like I said, there's obviously people that really love it. I just thought it was boring. It was too boring to pay attention to was my problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, like you said earlier, there were just so many pages where nothing really happened.
Mm-hmm.
And that's unfortunate.
Yeah. I will say I did end up giving it 3 stars.
Yes. I also gave it 3 stars.
Because in the end, there were no plot holes. And everything did come together. And I don't know that I just went incredibly crazy over the end, like was so blown away that I sat staring at the wall.
No.
But it was pretty good, the ending. It just shouldn't have taken 450 pages to get there.
Right. I agree. I think this book would have been better served as like a 200-page novel with
Mhm.
about 3 characters. And, you know, I don't know. I think my biggest gripe was that there was just too many characters and too much stuff going on.
Mm-hmm. Too much to keep track of.
Yeah. And I couldn't give it the attention that it needed in order for me to understand why everything was happening the way it was, I guess. So maybe it wasn't me.
Well, Kelly Jo, you can either relate to the book or it will drive you insane because it's too much like real life then. Said overly complicated is the word to describe my life. I think Ryan has another.
I can't read that for me.
I know you can't.
I have an eye appointment scheduled for October, so don't worry, guys.
Sorry to squint, but also found another Halloween novel. It is called Trick or Treat.
Ooh, like the movie?
Oh, how creative. Thriller novel about a kid who goes missing on Halloween. It's by Katarina Diamond. In case you want to look it up. Okay.
All right. Well, I'll have to look that one up then too.
I don't know. Did any of you guys read this book? We've got several people joining us today, which is cool. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, like let us know your thoughts if you've read this book.
Did you read this book?
Because this is probably another one of those instances where we didn't like a hype book and everyone's going to be mad at us for not liking it.
Yeah, I don't care.
I don't care either, but I'm just, that's on brand for us.
Pretty much. Pretty much, I will say. Pretty much.
Okay, we're only doing one window. That was too time consuming.
I tried to draw a window on here and it didn't quite work out.
How heavy do you think these candy balloons are to make one big door?
Ooh.
Oh, yours is looking cute!
Well, now that I quit trying to put a roof on it.
Yeah, it looks adorable! Oh, my Lanta.
Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness.
Well, golly gee.
Wish I could make this frosting look like a cobweb. That would be kind of cool.
That sounds like something that would take some really serious skill.
Yeah.
Not saying you don't have serious skill, Kelly.
I
But
don't. Not with this anyway.
well,
It's still
Part
trying
of
to
it,
fall apart. I don't even know.
well, are you gonna read it after everything we've said about it?
Oh,
That's
yeah. Oof.
we probably have ruined it for a lot of people at this.
It's entirely possible.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
Like you
hey.
said, like when I was looking at reviews, there were so many people that liked it. It's a super hyped and well-loved book.
It is. It is. And so, like I said, I don't know. I just found it really boring. And you know, the thing is I like, as we know, I like books that take their time and set things up. I like slow burns, but it has to be interesting.
There has to be a reason for it to be slow. Like you have to give me
Just
like,
has to be
okay,
interesting.
maybe we're actually building a world or something here and not
Yeah.
like
Well,
just
that was
walking
just
around
it.
fat shaming
If
people.
he had spent, 100 pages setting up the rules and having Aiden figuring out what he was doing there, maybe he'd spend an entire life or entire host trying to just get his bearings
Yeah.
and then take off from there. But he really didn't make any headway on the murder mysteries until like his 5th or 6th life.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know what he was doing. which was dumb. There was no point in keeping him in the dark about the quote rules or why he was there.
No.
There was just no reason for it. So it just didn't make sense to me. But if it had spent, like I said, all that time with him learning the rules and kind of getting his bearings, then sure.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been okay. I would have gone for that.
Yeah. It would have been a lot better choice, that's for sure.
Anyway, I don't mind slow books, but this one bored me, so it may not bore you. I would still recommend it to people, but I would definitely say, well, you have to really like this kind of book. I really do think it's a taste thing.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know, I was just really disappointed, quite frankly, because like I said, I really enjoyed the whole dark academia vibes that it was giving me.
Yeah.
And the murder mystery. I love myself a murder mystery.
It never says for sure, but I do believe it was set in like a 20s, 30s kind of thing. Well, the cover of the book gives you that vibe anyway. And then at first I couldn't decide if it was like a 20s or if it was like a 50s kind of thing. Because it never said.
It never said a time period, but there was like a scene with the automobile.
But there was still people using carriages too.
Carriages, yeah.
Which
so it was
made me think more like
it had
20s, early 20s.
Because someone made a comment when they mentioned that, who was that, Douglas? Or someone went off in the automobile, and they're just like, oh, that family. They always have to just flaunt whatever or something.
Yeah.
Like, it was some oh, they're just so hoity-toity with their automobiles.
Yeah, so I guess that's what it was. But yeah, it was very atmospheric. It really was.
Yeah.
And it was kind of, you could tell, I mean, the way the people, the dialogue was really good, actually. I mean, he's a good writer.
Yeah, I have nothing against the writing.
I feel like I say that a lot. Like, they write really good, but their book is crap. I feel like I say that a lot.
Well,
But, well, that's what
we were just led astray. Once again.
Once again.
We fell for the hype. And turned out that we were let down.
Well, we were hopeful because after reading, what book was it? Killers of the Flower Moon.
Oh yeah, we had a good one. And
we thought that was worth the hype. So we were suckers. We were suckered into it again.
It's like maybe this is where it changes for us. Maybe we actually do like hype books.
No.
Killers of the Flower Moon was a total what's that called? Like, not typical.
It's an outlier.
Yeah.
It was an outlier for us. Which is anyway, your mileage may vary. I guess that's what I keep
Your
trying to say.
mileage.
Your mileage. Oh, there's some mileage on this thing too.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we are an hour and 15 minutes into this.
Okay, well, I'm almost done. I'm hurrying.
Are you?
Yeah, this is the last part of it. No.
I'm just sticking random stuff on here at this point. So, I don't know what I'm doing.
Well,
it doesn't really matter because it's not going anywhere. We're not going to be able to move the tray that it's on because, yeah, it's going to fall apart.
You got some stability issues, some foundation issues.
Yeah, it's just going to fall apart.
Rubbery. So today is the first day of October, the official spooky season, I guess, for those of you who are behind in the times. Anyone doing anything spooky fun today? Like we are right now?
Is this fun?
Oh, well. It's... no.
I'm not sure at this point if this is fun or not anymore.
Okay, fair.
Are we having fun? We don't know.
I think
Oh
that,
my gosh, big blob of ice cream.
it's always good to fail sometimes, Kelly.
I suppose.
The best comebacks come from the biggest setbacks. Look at me being all philosophical over here.
Did you find that in a fortune cookie somewhere?
I just made it up. But you know what? When I make my fortune cookies this December, I'll be sure to put that in.
You put that one in there.
Yeah. And I'll make sure that you get it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Oh no, didn't have frosting in that spot. But what is our next book? The Only Good Indians? Is that what-
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I really
Stephen
don't.
Graham Jones.
Let me see if I can clean my hands real quick. Yes, it is. It's very appropriate for Halloween, though, that your house just fell apart.
I'm gonna cry. It was beautiful.
It was,
I didn't even get to take a picture of it.
it was very nice.
These dang M&Ms.
Yeah, you made M&M shingles. That's gonna be heavy, dear.
But it looked cool.
It did. Well, Amy Cries. Our next book is Only the Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. So that is our next book. We'll be reading it in October, discussing it the first Sunday in November. And November is also Indigenous Peoples Month. So, just saying.
Didn't plan that, but worked out.
We
really
didn't,
well.
and actually, in November, our book club is also the book we're reading in November is also about Indigenous people. So we didn't plan that either. So, all right, I'm like so not gonna. We have bowls full. We were apparently very hopeful because we have bowls full of candy here, and I bought enough Pop-Tarts for us to like make 2 or 3 houses a
Yeah,
piece.
Kelly's
Just
just like,
thought, oh, this will be easy.
yeah, she, like, when we were playing this, she asked me if I had, like, trays or plates or whatever to put these on. She's like, bring a few because we'll probably have time to make at least 2 houses a piece.
I bought enough stuff for us to make at least 2. I really thought these would be like, because, you know, Pop-Tarts.
How hard could it be, right?
I mean, Pop-Tarts are like pre-frosted. Whatever. Anyway, this is what is left standing of mine.
It turned out really cute.
You can see there's no roof, so it's a ruin. There's moss growing on the top because I had green M&Ms. And I did one side with a sort of like droopy window with eyeballs in it. I don't know. And I started to do like a row of candy corn on the other side, but I didn't finish it.
It looks good.
Anyway,
It's an abandoned house.
it's an abandoned
It's
house.
haunted.
Leg out. It just fell apart. I told you we couldn't move it.
Oh, man. Goodbye, Elena. Thank you for joining us
Yes,
today.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Oh, my Lanta.
Well,
Don't be hiring us to build no house.
I thought we were going to have such a cute thumbnail this time, too. Because we would have such cute little Halloween houses. We're going to have Halloween wreckage to show with our...
Yep.
Oh, well, there you go.
Just do this and this because that's how I
Just
felt about
hold
the book
up your
too,
tray.
so, yeah.
Well, I hope you were entertained by us today, at least somewhat. I don't know that we actually discussed the book very well.
Nope,
It's a hard one to talk about. It really is, because it is so complicated and convoluted, and there's supernatural elements to it that are really hard to talk about without trying to explain the whole book.
Yeah, because like I said
So-
before, I was trying to explain the book to my family.
Yeah.
And even just then, I was just like, well, you have two of the same girl. You have Evelyn, and then you have Aiden, who is actually there because this other girl killed his sister. Like, it was a whole thing. And they were looking at me like, huh? And I'm like, yeah, that's
Well,
how I felt
Aiden's
during
never
the
the
book.
same person 2 days in a row, except sometimes his day gets interrupted. So the next time a day gets interrupted, he goes back to the first guy again.
Yeah, just crazy.
Uh-huh. That's nuts.
But anyway,
Anyway.
if you read the book, let us know what you thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you loved it or hate it. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Sure.
And then join us next month on
It's gonna be our sugar high here in a minute.
the first Sunday of November
Mm-hmm.
for our discussion of The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones.
Mhm.
I don't know what we're going to do for an activity. We haven't thought that far ahead yet, so
I don't know.
it is my book choice, so I'll probably try to pick the activity
We're-
unless you come up with something.
We're not making houses
No.
ever again.
No. This was a one-time thing, so
Ever.
hope you enjoy, because you'll never see this from us again.
Or at least I'm gonna Google how you actually do this so that maybe we get better supplies or something.
But I mean, this is all you use with gingerbread house. It's just frosting.
I know, but I feel like maybe there's a problem with the frosting. Maybe I should have frozen the frosting first. I mean, it just wasn't.
I personally think
It was
I'm just
too
not
runny.
stiff.
It wasn't stiff enough.
Well, this one was pretty stiff.
Mm. It didn't work. Anyway, I don't know. We'll come up with something because for a very long time we did not do
For active, yeah,
activities, and I kind of miss that. It was
Yeah.
kind of fun.
yeah, it has been fun.
Mhm.
So happy we're bringing those back.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So we'll figure something
frosting is.
out.
I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna need to get some water after this. So, on that note, while I can still talk,
Mm.
hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and like I said, let us know your thoughts and things and comment all of that down in the comment section. Wow,
Do something in the comments.
do something down there. Leave us some Halloween spooky emojis or something.
Yeah.
Let us know you watched. And also, if you're not already subscribed, go down below the video, hit the red subscribe button, join the Everyday Adventure family so you can see our lovely faces every Sunday with some bookish content. Finger guns.
Mhm.
And
Join.
see. Oh
Joining.
yeah, see?
Joining.
Yes, Kelly's always on it. Join the new channel membership so you can get
Mhm.
access to the videos a whole day early. Right now, you're only getting early access to all the non-book content. Yeah, it's really hard for us to try and get our schedules synced up to film videos.
Yeah,
like,
because usually we're filming on Saturday night.
and
What
I'm
goes up on
editing
Sunday.
yeah. So right now, expect the early release to be for the scheduled Tuesday
We'll get
video.
better. We'll get better.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Hopefully we can get like a backlog or something. But for now, that's what we're thinking. So
Yeah.
Yep. So sign up for those memberships and get that. And then also we're gonna have some members only content coming up. I think we're gonna do a live stream movie night here soon. So don't want to miss out on that because it is the best time for movies because it's spooky season. So anyway,
Ooh,
yeah, join.
Yeah, we're watching Nightmare Before Christmas.
We are.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 30th
That probably won't be a
anniversary.
live stream, but
That won't be a live stream, no. But
we are watching it. We're
Yep.
having a nightmare party.
I'm having a party.
She is.
Yeah,
parties.
Yeah, like 3 parties actually. But
There you
so
go. Party
anyway.
girl. Okay, but yeah, join.
yeah,
Join.
do that.
Uh-huh. I still haven't joined. I need to do that.
Yeah, I was supposed to force my dad to join too, but I haven't gotten that far yet. He told me he didn't want to miss out on all the new content. Because I told him, I'm like, Dad, there's going to be videos you're not going to be able to see if you're not a member. And he's like, oh, well, I need to join. You need to make sure that I do it.
Okay.
So,
There you go.
Mhm.
Okay, so yeah, do all that stuff.
mhm.
And then when you've done all that stuff, or while you're doing that stuff, go and check out the rest of her channel as well. Because like she was saying, the early stuff won't be book content, which of course means that there's stuff that's not book content on her channel. So if you enjoyed it, but you still want some other stuff, go over and check that out. She's got deep cleaning videos. She has got a closet renovation video, which is really cool. And of course, because it is spooky season, she has shopping videos. She has shopping haul videos. She has decorating videos. Have you put up the one about your hallway yet?
Not yet. That is this week's video.
The hallway. Oh my gosh. Okay. You want to see that one because this chick decorates. I mean, we're not talking like really? We're not talking like a Halloween wreath on the door or something. Transformation. You're going to want to see that.
Yeah.
So-
I even redid my whole fireplace.
Yeah. So check that out. What else? Oh my god, it's just falling apart. Oh, and she has a blog too. So you can go there. You can see like at least on older stuff, there's like expanded versions of what the video is, like your travel stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Early on, our travel
Yeah,
travel
mainly
blogs were
mainly the
big.
travel stuff has a blog that goes with it that has even more information, like
Mhm.
trail information and all of that. So that
Yeah.
way it's all right there.
So you can go and see her blog and check all that out too, and just be a member of the entire Everyday Adventurers family. There you go.
Can't make a heart. It's really embarrassing. There we go.
Fingers gonna stick together.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. Anyway, what?
Well, someone has to turn the live stream off, so because that's all I have to say.
That's all I have to say too. And
okay, cool. Well,
so we're leaving. We'll see you.
yep. Happy October 1st. Welcome to spooky season. I'm gonna get up here and turn this off somehow.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye.